In those days, your mouth will not be bought. You'll be a speaker of truth. You'll be afraid of nothing. People that can kill the body and the soul, you will not be afraid of them. Huh? They can kill the body, but they cannot affect the soul. The one I fear can destroy both soul and body in the fires of hell. Once upon a time, somebody threatened me that they'll kill me. I said, oh, I'm not one of those who is afraid of death. No. I've seen death many times. I told you I was very sickly when I was a young child. I've seen death many times. Oh my God. I'm not one of them. If my journey ends today and God allows me to pass into eternity, there's no regret for me. I serve Jesus. And I have no covenant with death. It means that my crown, oh my, you don't understand it. I'm not afraid of death. No. Never. You will never see me running from danger. No. No. Especially if God has spoken to me. You will see me going into danger in the heart of it. Are you there? God protects real servants of God. Hey, you don't know how many people died because of me last year. They were coming to do me harm and then they had accident and their skulls broke. And one of them was left to come and report and to beg. Jesus is real. I came to tell you so. Jesus is real. And I serve him. Come with me quickly. I said we'll do a permutation. The book of Genesis, chapter 4. It's too long. This permutation is too long. Let's leave it. Leave that permutation. Let's move to number 2. You know, we said what we are trying to do is the litmus test for divine prosperity. And we said, number 1, it must be rooted in blazing righteousness. It must be rooted in it. That is what makes it endure, and that's what makes the influence that comes through divine prosperity not have the power to possess your soul, and you'll still be loyal to God. All of that will come to pass if your prosperity is rooted in righteousness. Number 2, as we said before we closed yesterday, the second litmus test for prosperity, divine prosperity, sorry, not just prosperity, is that such prosperity must have the capacity to survive a time of famine. If what you have cannot survive famine, if it's seasonal, then it's not divine prosperity. And it will interest you to know that once and again, famine comes to test the grounds of men. All right, come with me. Let's do something here in the Bible. In the book of Genesis 26. Are you there in Genesis 26? And there was a famine in the land, beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went unto Abimelech, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar. And the Lord appeared unto him and said, Go not down into Egypt. Dwell in this land which I shall tell thee of. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee. Can you underline? I will be with thee. Can you say that? I will be with thee. And I will bless thee, for unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father. This is a man that has seen a situation of drought, and it is only intelligent for you to move away from drought to a place that the drought has not taken hold. And in his history, his father, when he was faced with that drought in his generation, decided to move into Egypt. And you will know, as a Bible scholar, that Abraham's journey into Egypt was not guided by the direction of God. So, but it was already a pattern. And by default, Isaac's response to the drought, to the famine, was to do like his father did. And suddenly God decided to show up. And when God showed up, God said, all right, you are going nowhere. You stay here. Stay here, because I want to reveal that the power of that which is at work in your life is stronger than the power of famine. You know, I told you yesterday that when Abraham came into covenant with God, there were three things that were staring him in the face. The first thing was that his wife was barren. Second thing was that his wife, who was barren, had entered into menopause. The third thing that was wrong with his situation was that eventually his body became dead. He had died. He was no longer virile. He was sterile. It was in that situation that God showed up. God quickened his body. God quickened the womb of his wife. God reversed the temper of menopause. And Isaac was only born because God promised. The circumstances to support his birth did not line up. It took God that was stronger than patterns, stronger than seasons, stronger than situations, to reverse the situation. And for Isaac to be conceived by a woman that was 90 years old, how did she even survive the labor? God was with him. So it was a part of the covenant that Abraham had received that was at work, that turned all the impossibilities in his life and made them possible. But in the time of Isaac, the same covenant was tested. And the instrument that was used to test this covenant this time was called famine. Are you there? And it will interest you to know that famine is cyclical. Famine comes again and it comes again. The last time I was in the United Kingdom, where I was lodging in central London, previously I knew if you drive into central London, are you there? You pay a tax that you drove into central London. You are owing tax, certain tax. So by the time I got there the last time, they had increased the tax. And everybody was shouting and crying out. Why? Because it was famine. But you know, there are people that God has helped that don't know that there is famine. And God wanted to show Isaac that what I have going on with you is stronger than the power of famine. If what you have can be swallowed by the economy, if what you have can be swallowed by situations and circumstances, if you need a certain kind of circumstance or situations to favor what you have so that you can thrive, what you have is not divine prosperity. The second litmus test in the second generation of covenant people that came to try them was the litmus test of famine. Now, let us take inventory of God's intervention in the life of Isaac in the days of farmer. Are you still with me? Oh, you're not here. Remember that for many years, this is the first time I'm preaching prosperity. Huh? Oh, where are the old guys? They were angry with me that I preach every other thing and I refused to preach prosperity. You know why I didn't preach it? God didn't allow. You may not have known that the area, in terms of training, I was trained to be a prosperity preacher. You are not aware? I was trained to be a success, motivational, prosperity preacher. Yeah, I was trained to be that. It was Jehovah himself that said, you will not preach this now. Right? How many of